Hello, friends. Hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I am doing fantastic. I am here for the week of June 2nd through June 8th. We are on Planmas Day 8. We are 8 days in. I can't believe that I've had a video live for this many days. Once again, I am in constant awe of the content creators because this shit is hard. It is hard work. I will say I am very glad that I pre-ordered a bunch of, or pre-filmed a bunch of stuff. So we are here, and I am using another Prairie planner kit. I believe this is the second one in a row. Yeah, it's definitely the second one in the row. So if you have not seen last week with the beautiful mom kit, I will link that in the iCard up above. And of course, if you're new here, hello, welcome. I do a switch up between a scatter and a straight across pattern. Now, if you've been in the planner community for any amount of time, like I've been in the planner community since 2016, 2017-ish, I used to do straight across the entire time, but here's the thing. It would get so bulky in the middle. It was just unbearable to write on. So, no, I don't do that anymore. I switched up and it makes it not quite as bulky. I moved on to my sidebar first here, so that just like I could get it done. And then I moved on to the date covers and the headers. I thought these date covers were, I'm in the wrong week. I thought these date covers were still super duper cute, regardless. They're like earthy, down to earth, and I just thought this kit was really good. I planted most of my garden on this week, so I was really glad to have been able to do that. And, I'm hoping that I can really speed through this next little part because, I really, really, really want to get into my day by day. This is a really, really busy week. Needless to say, the main overview of the week was, I don't know what happened, but I wasn't getting sleep in any capacity. And I feel like this year, 2025, I've taken more sick days than I have ever taken in my entire life, ever. I have never been as sick as I have been this year. And I expect it's 2 kids in school, daycare, yada, yada, yada. It happens. We're not concerned about it. But like, boy, oh boy. Like, it's just, I don't know. Anywho, we are not sick right now, which is really nice. If I sound congested, it is because I was outside in the freezing cold shoveling shortly before I did the voiceover for this video, so it's actually not so bad. Oh, I forgot to mark shoveling in my planner. Just a second, be right back. For those of you who are going to be like, oh my God, that's so dramatic. You had to go and write that in the planner. Yes, I did. The whole point of my memory planner is that I memory plan things. And one of the things that I do keep track of is the first time that it snowed for the season, when I would have had to start shoveling for the season. And I just keep track of that for like planting purposes, for gardening for next year. If it suddenly comes January and we've gotten no snow, I know it's going to be a droutier year, and I'm just going to have to do a little bit of extra work in my garden. I know it sounds extra, it sounds dramatic, and it is. That's who I am as a person. So if that's not what you were looking for, like, wrong channel, babes. Anywho, I am trying to get into my day by day, which very clearly I moved past. So let's go really quick. On Monday, I used a Sweet Tea Sticker Co. leftover just to note that I did my hair and makeup, and I went to Starbucks and I used an icon for the kit for that. I used the Paper and Milk Mario to note that I worked in the office, and then I went for 2 walks in the day using an icon for the kit. Then I noted with a Stick with the Plan Co. squidge that my big kid had an accident 4 times, which was really weird. He doesn't normally have accidents, so rough. Then he was up until 8:30 p.m. He was off on this day. Not great. I started this book called Prairie, did not finish it. On Tuesday, I did my hair and makeup and I worked in office, same way I marked it the first day. It was a beautiful day, so I pulled in an extra sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I guess I forgot to note it. Then I gave my kiddo a haircut. It took an hour and a half. He is a very sensory kid. He did not like it. He had tantrums all evening. It was a really, really, really tough time. We did not have a good time. And that is from the Coffee Monsters Co., that tantrum sticker. I did end up watching a movie with them. We watched the Minions movie, and that has started my son on just the biggest Minions kick. My little guy loves Minions, think they're absolutely hilarious. Then, to decompress from the day, I stayed up way too late doing literally nothing important. It was a waste of time. On Wednesday, I had no sleep so badly, like so bad that I called in sick. And really, I should have had that as an indicator something was not feeling good. I was not right. I did not feel good. So it doesn't matter. I pulled in a script from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. to mark sick day and the deceased and not happy squish, not squidge, is from Fox and Cactus. I'm a parent, so I walked my kiddo to school, and then I had super bad gastro issues. I bought these sheets from Fox and Cactus being like, I'm going to get some use out of them. They're kind of funny. No, I'm like halfway through a sheet of them already. So clearly I have to deal with my gastro issues at some point, but I'm not going to be today. Then I pulled out this very, very, very cute little icon, from the Coffee Monsters Co. It's a weeding sheet, but I used it to mark that I was weeding or watering my garden. And then a bigger emoji, just because this took obviously a lot of time. I planted my garden on this day. It was very relaxing. Then I had to deal with all the poop laundry, so don't want to talk about that. But thankfully, Jade from Stick with the Plan Co. already has that down because she has a sticker for that. Nothing makes me happier than when they have stickers for that. I watched Fountain of Youth. I could not tell you who is in that movie. I could not tell you what it's about, but apparently I watched it and I watched the whole thing. All right. And then I played, there was outdoor play with my kids. And I just marked that. I just marked that with the Coffee Monsters Co. little sheet of the two kids in the wading pool, which I thought was really, really cute. Moving on to Thursday, I'm trying to get ahead of it because it's a very busy weekend. On Thursday, I took another sick day. I was still feeling awful on this day. Still got very little sleep despite, needing it. I walked my kiddo to school again, and I thought this squidge with its kid chattering, very cute. My spacing was all off on this day, but I took another long walk. I probably ended up doing 7.5 kilometers on this day. Ended up at Starbucks, as one it does. Then my husband and I did driving practice. I said, I'm really, really tired. And he's like, no, let's go. You're still going to have to drive when you get your license when you're tired. And he made a really good point. So it was safe. We were safe, but it was a lot of driving practice. And I'm glad that I went. I am really glad. I took a nap, and it was a 3.5 hour nap, which isn't really a nap. It's a sleep at that point. But I used a paper and milk Maru to note that. And then I had a really tough bedtime with my kids on this evening. They weren't tired. They weren't having it. We did not have a good time. So I just marked that. Moving on to Friday. On Friday, I worked from home. Thankfully, I was able to work again, which was great. And then I switched around the order of some of my stuff. So it's not in order, and that is annoying to me. But I did 3 loads of laundry, which I'm glad I got done. And then I used a film script from Magical Sticker Co. and a filming slate from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. I filmed on this day, December 16th through 22nd, and then I uploaded it and I scheduled it. And I used a Coffee Monsters Co. icon for that, as well as an upload from Stick with the Plan Co. Sorry, Magical Sticker Co. And then this started really whoa, it is well past 8:30 p.m. and there was just a gaggle of geese honking by. Wild. There must be a coyote because they would never go out that late. That's insane. Anyway, this started the hazy and poor air quality. I guess they call it wildfire season. Must be old because I don't remember wildfires season when I was younger, just in Southern Ontario at least. We did outdoor play in the afternoon, very briefly, maybe 20 minutes. The air quality was too bad for the kids to be out that long, and for anyone really. So I read with the boys instead, which was nice. I got some Happy Meal on this day, and then I filmed December 23rd through 29th, and I used a film script from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. as well as a slate. Moving on to Saturday and Sunday. Prepare yourselves, folks. On Saturday, I was up early at the butt crack of dawn, a Coffee Monsters co-emoji for that. And then I ordered a second humidifier for my little guy. He's really bad eczema. We walked to the fun fair. Then I noted it wrong, but I marked it correctly. So I just used the balloons from the kit to mark that it was the fun fair at my kiddo's school on this day. And then after that, we went to my kid's friend's birthday. It was tight timing. Very, very, very tight timing. Not a great time. Then both of my kids were so exhausted. We had spent 90% of the day outdoors. No, that's not true. My kids didn't get sunburnt. My husband and I got quite sunburnt. So we went to bed early for the boys that night. And then I filmed my day by day from what I had filmed the day before. And then I voice over and scheduled that as well, which was really nice to do. On Sunday, my big kid woke me up early. He never wakes me up early. He woke me up at 5 a.m. because his leg was so itchy, and I realized he got lots and lots and lots of bug bites, so applied that calamine lotion, and he was really upset about it. Like, it was so bad he couldn't sleep, obviously, so not a great time. I subsequently was in a very bad mood, as one is when you get woken up for, I think that was the 5th day in a row, at 5 a.m. or earlier. Not a great time. So another Fox and Cactus squish for that. And then I folded laundry on this day because you can't do as much laundry as I did this week, which was 7 loads. I just went and counted. And then in the afternoon, we did outdoor play. My littlest had no nap on this day, but our neighbors came over for a play date. We had family snuggles in the afternoon, and then after everyone went to bed, I had my own planning time, and I pulled stickers, and I used the icons from the kits and the Magical Sticker Co. scripts. And that was the entire week. I really enjoyed this. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Toodles!